All right, and hello everybody, I'm the Sweeper27 and welcome to another Dokkan battle video. It is time! Oh, I'm so excited. This is the EZA event for TEQ Ultimate Gohan. Now, if we look over here at the battle info, he is weak to Worldwide Chaos, and obviously it says Extreme. Obviously, the entire category is just Extreme class characters. This is what we are rocking with, so let's go ahead and dive in and not waste any time looking at this boy's kit. I am super excited. I actually saw this guy's reaction, or I saw this guy's kit live while I was streaming. And he is phenomenal. I'm so excited. All right, so this is Power Beyond the Extremes Gohan Teen. His leader skill is Survivors, or Hybrid Saiyans 3 key and 170 stats. I mean, Survivors having a good leader is good just because that category isn't necessarily, like, all too grand. I mean, it does have characters like Beast Gohan and such, and then Hybrids is also another good one, so overall, not a terrible leader skill. His super attack effect is the Z Sword Slash. He greatly stacks attack and defense, immense damage to the enemy, and then lowers the enemy attack. Very good. Debuffing is very relevant, and then greatly stacking both. This guy can get to some insane offensive and defensive numbers. His passive. He gets 3 key and 158 to stats at the start of turn. He gets an additional 58% defense and 30% damage reduction for 1 turn from his entry turn. He launches an additional that has a 70% chance of being a super attack. He launches another additional that has a 70% chance of being a super attack starting from the turn in which this character performs his 3rd attack in battle. He has guaranteed guard. He gets an additional 58% attack within the same turn after receiving an attack, and he gets an additional 58% attack for 3 turns when guard is activated. So that's pretty much forever and always, because he has guaranteed guard. So he gets hit once, and then for that turn he's getting 58% attack, and then for the next 3 turns he's getting another 58% attack. So there's a lot to unpack with this guy. He is utterly, stupidly broken. So right now his pre-EZA form, if you were to run him at some of these difficult events, which you can still do, by the way, you can still run a non-EZA TEQ Ultimate Gohan with limited success. His weakest turn is turn 1, because at the start of turn, only having, I think his pre-EZA form only has 140% stats. You have to get some of these stacks to start mattering. But greatly stacking defense and having guard is something that's awesome. But turn 1, he can easily get caught. It takes him a long time to get built up. Getting him the extra 58% defense and 30% damage reduction on turn 1 is the most brilliant idea that they could have done for this guy. You can put him into slot 1 in literally any event right now. Will he still take more damage than characters like Beast Gohan, Evolution Blue, Vegeta? Yes, he will still take some damage because he's a character who has to build up as opposed to being, like, those are characters who are as good as they're going to get turn 1. This guy is just going to infinitely get better. And now, because of that, he loses that extra defense and damage reduction on turn 3. So he's going to have the problem that, like, the 7th anniversary LRs have, where they have the guaranteed guard for the first turn, so they could go into slot 1 early on, but then once they lose that, you have to kind of depend on the raw defense, and you could kind of, get caught there or whatever. But at that point, you just put him into slot 2, because from turn 3 onward with this guy, I feel like he is amazing. And you could probably get away with putting him in slot 1 with, like, his defense, because I imagine he would have around, like, 500, 600k defense if you get all of his additionals. So let's talk about that. So you get the 12 key, boom, that's a stack right there. 50% offensive and defensive. Then he's launching a guaranteed additional with a 70% chance of being a super. Okay, so that could be another greatly stacked offensive and defensive, so that's another 50%. You have your hidden potential system. Let's say you get that as well. That's another 50 to both. Then, this part of his passive is stupidly awesome. He has a great chance to launch an additional super attack starting within the turn that this character performs 3 attacks in battle. So, turn 1, this guy's very first turn, he can quad super. And he can do that for the rest of the battle, essentially. Getting 4 greatly raised stacks to his offensive and defensive stats. I've seen a couple of showcases on him today. I've seen this guy in his base form be able to get up to a 12 million attack stat. 12 million! That's stupid. And then he's stacking his defense. His defense can get well beyond the 1 million point if you're getting all these supers. So you want to give this guy a lot of additional, because he gets, like mine right now, you'll see my build at the very end, I have 18 additional, and I may change some of the nodes in his hidden potential system to make that higher, like sacrifice a little bit of dodge to give him more additional. So when he does his 12 key right there, he has a 36% chance of launching another hidden potential system. Then he has the guaranteed additional, which, boom, that right there is another proc for your hidden potential system. If you get the hidden potential system, turn 1, boom, you're getting that guaranteed. So he can launch 3 to 4 supers every single turn. stupidly broken, and the entire time he's stacking. The only time this guy could even possibly get caught is going to be turn 3, the turn that he loses that extra bit of defense and that damage reduction. But then at that point, you just put him in a slot 2, you put a different character in a slot 1, and even still, I feel like you can get away with putting him in slot 1, but that's like literally the only time he could get caught. As long as you're giving him all of his stacks, like, that's all you need to do. He is amazing. They cooked with this guy. He got all the love that he deserved, and we're not even halfway done with this kit yet. So, let's talk about his links. Now, he has a very good link set in a vacuum. He has Brainiacs on the family, the Saiyan lineage, Cold Judgment, Revival, Power Bestowed by God, and Fierce Battle. Those are all really good links because they're all defensive links. Brainiacs, 15%. On the family, 20%. The Saiyan lineage, 5%. Cold Judgment, 25%. Revival, 5%. And that's it. So 5 of his 7 links are giving him a substantial amount of defense, which is like obviously really good, especially on a character who is greatly stacking this defense, who is just like a defensive god. But no character, to my knowledge, links very well with this character. I'm actually going to check this out real quick. His best linking partner, ironically, it's himself. In his base form, it is the Ultimate Gohan transformation, or the SDR Ultimate Gohan, and that's only 4 links. So, again, in a vacuum, he's going to link really well with characters like Orange Piccolo, because he has Cold Judgment and Brainiacs. Bulma has Brainiacs. Certain other Gokus have all in the family, like, I believe, Beast Gohan, or Beastless Gohan, excuse me, he has it. So, again, a lot of good links, but there's going to be, most of the time, you're only going to have, like, 2 to 3 links activated, but that should be enough for this character. Like, this is a character who doesn't need his links. He becomes way more broken with them, but if he had literally 0 links and just had his passive, he would still be good. You could run him next to a character 0 links and he would still be fine. And you can do that pretty easily because he's on a lot of categories, and that's always my favorite when we have a very powerful, very good character who's on very good teams and on some very weak teams as well. So we have Hybrid Saiyans, Resurrected Warriors, Majin Buu Saga, Goku Family, Sibling Bond, Revenge, Rapid Growth, Saviors, Powerful Comeback, Defenders of Justice, Entrusted Will, Bond of Parent and Child, Earthbred Fighters, and Power of Wishes. Interestingly enough, this guy isn't on Bond of Master and Disciple. Did I miss it? Yeah, Hybrid Saiyans, Resurrected Warriors, Majin Buu Saga, Goku Family, Sibling Bond, Revenge, Rapid Growth, Savior, Powerful Comeback, Defender of Justice, Entrusted Will, Bond of Parent and Child, Earthbred Fighters, Power of Wishes. Yeah, he's not on Bond of Master and Disciple. That's so bizarre. Is that right? Hold on, let's look at the other wiki real quick, just to confirm that he's not on Bond of Master and Disciple. He isn't. That is a very weird omission to give TEQ Ultimate Gohan, but he doesn't need it. It's just that that's a very good category. That's one of my favorite categories. But he doesn't need it. He still can cook without that. But if you ever get into a situation where you're done, you're done stacking, you're done doing whatever, and you just want to kill a boss as quickly as possible, you can with his active skill, which can be performed starting from turn 5 from the start of battle. Very good. It's not his 5th turn. It's just turn 5. Boom. Then you transform into Ultimate Gohan, whose new super attack effect is greatly raise attack and defense for 3 turns, immense damage to the enemy, and then a great chance of stunning. That's a 70% chance. I say this all the time, but Red Zone movie boss rush, you can stun Janemba. And then the Cell Max event, one of the hardest fights in the game, you get that boy to 30% HP or below, and then you can keep him stun locked, seal locked, whatever, and then you can absolutely just wipe the rest of the game. And getting greatly raised for 3 turns, even though he's not like stacking anymore, that's still a huge amount of stats right there. That's not something to overlook. But again, you kind of want to go into this form when you're ready to like end the fight. You want to stack as much as possible. So like, let's say you're in the Gogeta event. You want to stack until you get to Gogeta Blue. Then you transform into this boy. You transform into this boy when like things get serious. Because his new passive, he gets 3 ki and 258% to stats. He's getting an extra 100% to stats on his transformation. Amazing. Guaranteed Guard. He launches a guaranteed additional super attack. He gets an additional 58% attack for the rest of battle, and he's super effective against all types when his guard is activated. So he has to get hit 1 time, and then for the rest of the battle, he has super effective against all types and an extra 58% attack. That's very good. He performs a crit when facing one enemy whose HP is 58% or more, or when there's a Majin Buu Saga category enemy. That's very interesting, actually. So he's going to be a god in the Majin Buu Saga Red Zone, obviously, because guaranteed crit and super effective against all types. That's essentially like you're doing like 2-3 times the damage, I believe, because I believe crit is 1.5 times and the same with crit. So that's an extra, what, 3 times the damage you'll be doing. That's actually really good. And then he gets this generically as well when an enemy who has 58% or more HP. It would probably be better if it were the other way around, 58% or less HP. That way, the closer you get to killing the boss, the more easily it'll be. But, I mean, that's still good. Guaranteed crits when an enemy... That's actually kind of insane. This guy really is like a huge damage dealer. Because keep in mind, not only is he greatly stacking defense, he's greatly stacking his attack. I have seen base Gohan, like with the sword, his super attack being 12 million. Right? And that's only with 158 to stats. This guy is getting an extra 100, and he's also greatly raising attack and defense for 3 turns. On his super attack effect, he's launching a guaranteed additional, so that means each turn he's essentially massively raising his attack for 3 turns, that's an insane thing to think about. He has a lot of defense, guaranteed guard. At this point, his defense is... How easy would it be to get this guy to 2 million defense, realistically? How easily would it be? I don't know. Because, like, you would have to get Gohan. If you got Gohan to around, like, 1.2, 1.3 million defense, and then you transformed, he would be, right, at around 2 million? Or does it not take into account stacked defense? Would it be, like, his start of turn defense that gets that extra buff? I'm not actually sure. If anyone in the comments down below would know, or I guess whenever I play with the character, I can experiment with myself. But, yeah, let me know down in the comments, how high would his defense get? Like, let's say he had 1 million defense prior to transforming. What would it be afterwards? Would it be 2 million, or would it be, like, what his start of turn was, excluding all of the stacks that he gets? I'm not entirely sure, but nevertheless, it's going to be a remarkable amount regardless. But... looking at his links, he now gets Infighter on the family, Sand Warrior Race, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Power Bestowed by God, and Fierce Battle. Now, Infighter, that is 15% attack and debuffs the enemy by 15% defense. Sand Warrior Race is 10% to stats. Shocking Speed is 2 key and 5% defense. Now, I believe once he transforms, he actually links incredibly well with Beast Gohan, if I'm not wrong. Let's see... how many links do you share with Beast Gohan? Give me just 1 second, chat, so that I can pull this up. There we go. So, Beast. He has all in the family, so he's getting 20% defense with him. Sand Warrior Race, Infighter, Shocking Speed, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. That's what, 5 links? 5 links, I think. Infighter, all in the family, Sand Warrior Race, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle. That's 4. That's 4 links. But they're all very good links. Sharing all in the family with, like, the best character. I'm telling you guys right now, the best rotation in the game is going to be Beast Gohan slot 1 or 2, and then TEQ Ultimate Gohan slot 1 or 2. And then you can float literally any character you want in the game. These guys are killers. And the fact that they link super well together. Now, like, prior to transforming, they're still going to have all in the family. And that's really, like, the only defensive link you're really going to need. 20% defense is insane. But then after you transform... He's going to be getting so much extra, like, offensive and defensive stats. He's going to be giving himself Ki as well. He's going to be giving Beast Ki, even though Beast doesn't really need it. That's insane. This guy is an absolute monster. Thank you, Amatsu. You 100% cooked. But those are all of his details right there. So I will get this run finished up, and then we will go over and we can get this boy EZA'd. I will show my kit. I really do think that I might change some of the nodes in his hidden potential system. Quick spoiler, he has 18%, he has 18 additional... 5 crit, 18 dodge, and I know all of his nodes are actually dodge nodes. So I might go and change a couple of the dodge nodes to additional nodes. That way we can get that chance a little bit higher. Because if you don't know, if you have... So right now mine has 18 additional. That means he has a 36% chance to do an additional each time that the hidden potential system could have a chance to proc. So turn 1, when he's launching his 2 additionals, or his guaranteed, and then the 70% chance to be a super... each one of those give him a 36% chance to launch another additional in his passive because of the hidden potential system stuff. So if we get that even higher, that means that we're going to have a higher chance to do all those stacks. So we shall see. I don't know if I really want to spend the stones right now, but that's an investment that I will definitely make later. But yeah, I will be right back and we can wrap up the video. So here is the build that we have on him. Again, I do think I may change some of his nodes, but I feel like this is actually pretty important, giving him that extra defense. That way, I think mine will actually have like higher defensive than a lot of other characters or other people who have him. But like defense is not something you can go wrong with this guy. But I would recommend additional first, then defense, and then dodge. So I may actually, again, I may go back and kind of recook what we got going on here, but let's go ahead and get him easy 8 so we can wrap up the video. But yeah, that is going to be all for this time, guys. I have been the Sweeper27. I'm a variety Twitch streamer and an up-and-coming YouTuber trying to make it big in the world. I have a Twitter, a Twitch, a TikTok, and a YouTube, the links of which can all be found in the description of this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to leave me a comment. How do you feel about this guy? Is he the GOAT? Is he the best character in the game? I've seen some people arguing that he may be better than Beast Gohan. I don't know how I feel about that, but this guy, he's definitely the best EZA TUR, probably the best TUR in the game, and then like he's in the discussion for top 10, top 5 character overall. He's definitely that good. I don't feel like I'm overestimating him there. But yeah, let me know what you think about him. Let me know how excited you are to use him. What did you have for his build? I know a couple of people actually shared their builds with me on Twitter, which is super cool, and I do react to everything on my Twitter. So if you ever want to interact with me, again, plug the Twitter. You know, I'm really trying to push that as much as I can right now. But yeah, that's going to be all for now. So as always, I've been the Sweeper27, and I am signing off.